Are you working with someone you can't stand? We've all been there. Working with people I want to punch in the throat has been called relatable and laugh out loud hilarious. Read the stories about all the crazy people Jen Mann has worked with over the years. Find out who she wants to punch in the throat. Working with people I want to punch in the throat is now available everywhere books are sold.
Hi, I'm Denise Grover-Swank.
And I'm Jen Mann.
And we are two Midlife Mommas.
Welcome to our podcast.
Today, we are talking about self-care.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about, so.
Are you into self-care?
I didn't used to be, but I am more now.
Yeah.
I think it's because I work so hard, and I used to feel really guilty about like taking time off to do things for me, and I realized that it's important to take time off to do things for me.
Yes. Well, what is it? Put your oxygen mask on first.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so, like, I think
if mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of mamas are always putting everyone else first instead of themselves. And so then our well starts to run dry and we start to feel resentful. And I think it's better for everyone if we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. What sort of things do you do?
I like to watch Netflix.
Oh wait, that's self-care? Then I'm really...
It is for me.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Then I self-care every day.
The curse of working at home is we're always working. There's no boundaries, right? I find that to be really difficult. And I've tried to set boundaries and sometimes it's successful and then they start to slip back.
Yeah.
So like I would write a lot of words and then I would give myself permission to watch Netflix without trying to write or answer emails or whatever while I was doing it. So that's just one thing that I do. I used to take baths, but
I love taking baths.
I haven't lately. We got a hot tub, so I've started doing that. But even in the winter, winter is my favorite time to get in the hot tub. So
I like the whole so my parents have a hot tub. And my mom, it's the most first world problem ever because my mom was like, well, it's really cold in the winter, like when you get out and your swimsuit sticks to you. And I was like, dude, if I had my own hot tub in my backyard, just naked and a robe, that's it. Tell me you have
that.
Oh, come on.
Well, all right, I'm gonna try it now, but I'm gonna have to make sure my children aren't around.
well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, my parents are they're retirees, empty nesters. They have a very secluded backyard. So
it's doubtful any of my neighbors would see me.
Yeah, because I did understand what she was saying. I was like, yeah, wet swimsuits do suck. It kind of takes the pleasure. I think that's why I like baths.
Yeah, right. But the water cools off, and then you have to keep adding. If you're like me, you have to keep adding hot water. I have a big tub, but I have one of those little board trays across the top. So sometimes I'll even take my work in there.
Will you really?
Yeah, if I'm going through a proofread or something, I'll set my laptop on the board and I also have a TV in there.
Oh my god,
that's one thing. When I had my
you guys live in your tub.
I know, right? I had a TV put up.
So do you have a mini bar next to it too?
I don't, but I'm gonna work on that.
Just a cart,
just a little cart. On that, right?
I think it's more just a roller cart you can just take with you everywhere in the house.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
There you go. Just give me a bottle of wine. I'm good.
No, I
don't need a mini bar.
I like to just get in the tub and just close my eyes and just
Oh, I'd fall asleep.
Well, I have before. Luckily, I guess I've survived.
And I'd get bored. I don't handle boredom well. No. And then, Ross, before we started, talked about how he can't go to the movie theater because his mind's racing. And that's the only place I can turn it all off is in a movie theater and watch a movie.
Yeah.
And then I can just concentrate on the movie because if I try to watch TV at home, I always end up doing something else. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have ADD. And I know Ross has ADD. So I blessed him with it. God love him.
Yeah. See, and I think I'm the opposite of that. Whenever it was lazy, I just it takes me a lot to turn the brain on sometimes. I could just sit and veg for a day and then I would feel amazing when that's over. I'm not sure I can get back up, but I can do it. And I don't know, I do like to take baths, and I do reward myself with baths because the very first
Yeah.
book I wrote, I rewarded myself with food, and that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because then that goes back to self-care of
Yeah.
that I don't exercise enough.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
you know, it was like, that was a disaster. So baths, or like, I like to go get massages.
You know, I was always kind of weird about getting a massage. I thought, I don't want some person I don't know touching my naked body. And then I gave a friend of mine a gift of a spa day, and I did it with her, and they fed us lunch and stuff. And I got a massage, and I was going to do it and just like, and then I was like, oh my God, why have I never had a massage before? And so I told myself I was going to give myself a massage every time I finished a book.
Yeah.
Well, I finished too many.
No, you just need to buy one of those memberships.
I know. And then I went to a different place. It was someplace closer, and it wasn't nearly as good. And I haven't had one since.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I haven't gone in a long time because, you know, I was recently diagnosed with arthritis. And so, and supposedly, like, it's good for, it's like medically, you know, respect, you know, they want you to do it, you know. And so I keep trying to convince my husband. I was like, a spa day, I'm supposed to go. Like, I'm supposed to go.
Day. Yeah.
And he's just like, no, not until our insurance covers it. So.
What?
Yeah. So I can't do that.
I'm going to have to take you for a spa day.
That's what I've been hinting at this whole time. No. Yeah, but no, I do like that. And see, I don't write as much as you, so I am going to give myself one after every book. I'm just going to be like, every time I finish a book, smart. I get to go.
I'm about to slow down, and that's a form of self-care too. Realizing that I'm pushing myself too hard and telling myself that I need to scale back. Sorry, readers.
No, you're absolutely right, though.
Yeah.
I think that's great that you recognize that, and that you're gonna tone it down a little bit,
right.
Because you know it's all connected.
Yeah,
it's like, because when you are under such a publishing deadline that's so strict, it's like your anxiety probably goes up, your stress goes up, you know, your temper probably, if you're anything like me, your temper goes up.
Yeah, you become a little short-tempered. Yeah,
because you're just like, mommy has worked it down.
Yeah. I've actually said that word for word and in that tone. And then the children run for their lives.
That's not fun. You know, like, what's the point of that?
Right. I know it's all about balance, and I struggle a lot with balance between work and kids and home and self-care. And it always seems like it's a constant struggle. I never err in the side too much of self-care, but it's always work or it always seems to be work or home stuff that and it's the kids and the self-care that seems to
but I think even for me, like, my self-care is even just spending time with my kids sometimes. You know, with the work schedule and that sort of thing, when you said earlier when you work from home, you don't really have like straight hours. So a couple years ago I finally gave myself like real hours. I was like, at 5 o'clock I'm done. Like at 5 o'clock, like I can come back at 10 after everybody's in bed. But but like 5 o'clock I'm done, and now I'm, you know, and now I'm even earlier. Like now I'm done when the kids come home from school. Yeah. And I'm done for a while.
Well, and that's what I tried to do for a while. I tried to be like, put it all away when the kids came home, and then be present with them through dinner, making dinner. We'd make dinner together, eat dinner. And then after dinner, like I'd hang out with them watching TV or whatever, but then I'd answer emails. So I was trying to like write during the day. Yes. And then in the evening was more like answering emails, or if I was making graphics or something like that, then it was something that I wasn't like, I could just pay attention to a little bit, but still be present with the kids or whatever, because I have trouble sitting still and watching something, or just but like I was like, even like for dinner for a while, I was like, no phones. Like I wouldn't have my phone anywhere around, or even like while we were cooking dinner, I was trying to just be present with the kids. So.
Well, see, for me, I feel too that, you know, I didn't get married until I was 30, and so like I lived alone a lot from my life, and I just felt like I need some alone time sometimes. Yeah. And I think that's really hard for my husband and my kids to understand.
They don't understand that you need that. Some of my kids definitely don't understand that.
And to me, that's sort of like with the setting the boundaries too, that like I have to like honestly, you guys, like give me an hour to just go and read a book or scroll through Instagram or whatever mindless thing I want to do for a while. And then I will come back and I will be so much more happier and pleasant with you.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so like I found that my alone time then was after the kids went to bed. So that's why I like started staying up later and later. And like in the beginning when I started writing, I had little kids, and it was impossible to write during the day. So I would write from like 9 o'clock at night to like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Same.
And I can't do that.
I can't
now.
keep that schedule anymore.
No, my brain just shuts down.
Mm-mm.
It's like, and like if I try to write, I'm like, I just wasted an hour. I literally just wasted an hour trying to write those 50 words.
Then I'm gonna cut tomorrow.
Yeah, right. So
yeah.
So but I do still stay up late, but like in the summertime, so do my kids. So there is no alone time, like literally no alone time, unless I get up early.
So this was something that came up in my Midlife Bites group, I think, a few weeks ago. Somebody said that they come home, they sit in their garage in their car, and they look at their phone for 30 minutes before they go in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever done that?
No.
I have. like when she said it, I was like, oh my God, someone sees me. And my husband has caught me like a few times. Like he'll be like, because we have like that Life 360 thing where they track you, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so sometimes it'll be like, Jen has arrived home. And then he's like, where the hell is
Where is she? I haven't seen her yet.
And I'll be out in the garage, doors down. I'm sitting in the dark, like scrolling through my phone, you know? And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I just needed a moment to myself for a minute. I'll be in a second. But I do feel a lot better when I get that time to myself.
Yeah, no, it's really, really important. And sometimes I will go away to Starbucks to write. Even in the evening. I hate to do it in the evening when the kids are home because I feel like we've all been apart all day long. Mm-hmm. But sometimes, like if I'm tight on a deadline, I will get more done at Starbucks. So they will sometimes actually come with me and do their homework. And the rule is as long as you're not like bugging me. And if they have homework, they're just doing their own homework. And so we're still together. Yeah. And I'm still getting work done and I don't feel so guilty. But like in the summertime, sometimes I'll just go to Starbucks to work for one. As sad as that is, because that's my alone time and I'm still working. Yeah. So do you ever is diet or is exercise ever part of your me time, or do you enjoy our exercise?
It's like it's part of the plan.
Yeah.
But I can't say it ever gets executed. like I'm always like, I should do that. Like I have a treadmill in my office because I had this great idea that I was gonna walk. And...
So is it one of those working?
Yeah. Oh. But when I realized that, so I spent like a fortune on this thing. Yeah. And I was gonna walk and type, right? But what I found out, it's like kind of like how they joke about people who can't walk and chew gum. Yeah. I cannot walk.
I don't think I could do it.
I can't walk and type. My brain is too focused on don't fall down.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could do it.
And so now what I do is I set timers and I'll take a break and I'll walk on the treadmill and I'll read. I can walk and read. I just can't walk and type. Yeah. And now the table, because you can move the table off and just have it be a treadmill. So now the table's on the other side of my office and it just holds a bunch of junk. Because my husband was like, well, you could still stand and what's the point? I have a nice chair. Yeah. So yeah, but I and then like the diet thing, God, I need to hire, we need to make a lot of money and hire a personal chef.
Oh my God, that would be so amazing, right?
I'm not a good cook. And it's one of those things I'd eat healthier if somebody made it for me.
Yeah. But no, I know.
I just, it's like Oprah. When Oprah's always like, it's just so easy. I'm like, yeah, you have like a
personal chef, right?
Yeah.
And a butler who brings it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I need all that.
We eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and it makes me feel bad because sometimes I'm just like, I'm so tired. I don't want to. And if we get home late, my kids go to school down by the plaza, which is close to downtown, and I live in a suburb. So the traffic is insane sometimes. So if they have after school activities, sometimes we're not getting home till 5:30 or 6. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm cooking dinner, it could take half an hour, 45 minutes to cook it. So sometimes we're not even eating till 7. And then we all eat together. Even if it's fast food, we all sit at the table and sometimes our family dinners last a while. Mm-hmm. So we will finish dinner and we'll still be talking and hanging out. So sometimes we're not done with dinner till 8 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And so, and then you still have to clean up and then there's homework and so.
You gotta get to Starbucks.
Yeah. Those nights Starbucks is out. So it's easier just to pick something up on the way home and then it's ready and then we still sit down and eat together. Yeah. But it's not healthy. It's so hard to find. And so since last fall, I've been trying to eat much healthier. And so now my kids are throw out an idea and they're like, wait, mom can't have that. There's nothing there mom can have.
Oh,
So
that's
we have
good.
we have to get something else. Or sometimes like if they want that and I have something at home or like leftovers or whatever, then I'll be like, oh, okay, well I'll just have this or yeah. So I've really gotten into like cauliflower crust pizza.
Oh.
So I have some on hand all the time in the freezer from Costco. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's okay. I want to have my cauliflower crust pizza. So I know. I made one from scratch last night. Well, I bought the crust.
Okay.
And we had like homemade pizzas for dinner. And everybody likes that because they can have whatever they want. And so I had the cauliflower crust and I put on things that my kids thought were just disgusting, like black olives and onions. They like those, but I put spinach on there and I had a jar of roasted red peppers and there was no meat.
Oh.
And there was mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
And it was so good. I was like, yeah. They were like, that's so gross. Like, that's okay.
You're
whatever.
fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, so let's talk about like diet and exercise is all part of our health.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like when we're younger, we just find ourselves invincible and we just don't, we don't think about getting older. And then I don't know, it's kind of like hit me like I'm in my 50s. And hello, I'm in my 50s, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I can't ignore things. And, like, some things are actually actual warning signs of actual real issues. Because I used to be kind of a little bit of a hypochondriac. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I'd have a headache and I just knew I had a brain tumor. Yeah. So, I would, like, dismiss a lot of things that were just, like, it's nothing. You're just overreacting. Which was very, very true most of the time. But, yeah. But now, like in our 50s and 40s, we need to start paying attention to what our bodies are telling us.
Definitely. Like I said, with, I was diagnosed with arthritis this year. And for the longest time, I'm 47. And for the longest time, I just thought, oh, I just, it would start in my arms, my hands. And I was like, oh, I need to just type less.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's typing related, but it still wouldn't go away. It was like, no, I can't even tie my shoes. Like, what's happening here? And then it finally moved into like my eyes. And that was when I finally.
Gosh, your eyes?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. Could happen.
I know, right? Isn't that like the most old lady thing you've ever heard? And so, yeah, I woke up one morning and I couldn't see. And
oh my gosh.
And I thought I had like pink eye or something. And so it took me like 5 different doctors to like figure out what was wrong with me. And so now I'm like on this like cocktail and I can see and I can bend my fingers again. But it's like, but when it was just kind of sore stuff or whatever and it just kind of like stiff, I was like, oh, I'm older. I just need to stretch more. And like I kind of ignored it. And then now, like the more I've learned about this, because I've been going through this for like 2 years, but it's actually kind of stress related. Like all this,
really?
Like all this inflammation in my body is from stress, and that was part of why I had to set hours for myself and set boundaries for myself, and these things because I was like, I can't not be able to type or read,
right?
Like these
that's kind of important, especially to your job.
Yeah, it's just my life. Like, I mean, even if I could never type again, like I bought dictation stuff so I could dictate.
Does that work? Can you write with dictation? Because I find it's very different, and I have to like edit it so much it wasn't even worth the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of it too is it took me probably a week to train it to know how to say like fuck off. Like it just like,
it wasn't like saying duck off.
No, it was like fart, and I'm like fuck. You're like shit balls, and they're like what? And so so that was kind of hard. And then your brain again, it's the whole walking and typing thing again, to try to say it out loud or
I've heard that
form a sentence.
When you speak is from a very different part of your brain than where you write.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of it.
Probably.
So, yeah. But I've tried it. Like I tried Dragon and I didn't have time to train it. So I was behind on a book once and I was like having to run errands everywhere. So I was dictating just with Google into notes. And there was no punctuation, like in paragraphs. And I would try it again. If I tried it again, I would do it with Google Documents.
Yeah.
But I just had to like fix it so much. I was like, I should have just wrote it. Like it would have been faster. I didn't save any time doing this. So.
Well, that's the thing, because even with the dictation stuff, you have to say like comma, period, close parens. Like you have to say every single thing that your hands just do. Like you're, when you're typing.
Yeah.
So It wasn't for me, but for a while there, when I thought it was maybe my last hope,
Right.
it worked.
Yeah.
But now that I can type again, no, I'm back to typing.
Yeah.
With braces, with
Oh, I have little wrist things that I wear. They're like for bodybuilders or weightlifters, and they're like compression gloves. And when I'm writing a lot, then I wear them almost 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, they have little fun thumb things, and so like when I go to the bathroom, I'll like pull them back. I don't love wearing them like when I pee, but I'll sleep in them, and I drive in. I have them on, and so like it's easier in the winter because you can like. They look like fingerless gloves, and I can wear long sleeves and help cover them up. But it's weirder in the summer when I wear them. But I found that it really helps with the carpal tunnel if I'm like riding a lot, and it becomes preventative.
Yeah.
So. Well, okay. So we had discussed whether I was going to discuss my health issue that I ignored because this is really like a big. Like, I kept it very private. So Jen and I were talking about the differences between the two of us. I have made no secret that last year was very, very stressful for me. And it was a very hard year. And I even had a note in the back of one of my books last fall that, I'd had some health issues and, thank you because I had to cancel a pre-order. Like, I was behind on a lot of deadlines and stuff. And it was all very stress related. But last fall, I was like, the whole year I'd been homeschooling my daughter, which is very, very stressful. And so like I would get very frustrated with her, and I would get headaches, and I could tell that things weren't right. And I hadn't been for a checkup for years. Like I put it off. I didn't have time. Yeah. I didn't have time to go to the doctor. I had time for everybody else, but not for me. So I got really, really pissed off at my daughter. A phone call, and I picked my kids up from school, and I was driving home, and the side of my face and my arm started to go numb.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, okay, you're just overreacting. This is like no big deal. And so I get home, and it's not getting better. It's getting worse. So I open up my laptop and I look up the warning signs for stroke.
Not call 911 at that point? No.
So then I'm like, okay. And so then I find Ross, and I'm like, Ross, I think you need to take me to the ER. I consider driving myself. I'm like, that's probably not a good idea.
Of course you did.
So he took me to the ER.
One arm still works,
we
damn it.
didn't tell the kids what was going on. And I get there, and my blood pressure was like through the roof, and they like all start freaking out, like freaking out. Like, okay. They're like, how long has this been going on? We need to rush her to a CAT scan. Wow. And so like my blood pressure was like 225 over 160 or something. Like it was like astronomical. And so they kept me overnight, and I had all kinds of MRIs and CAT scans, and I hadn't had a stroke. They really don't even know why. Like I was like tingly and numb, but I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, which, made me feel super old. So I had to like modify. And then like, as I started like being, I had to go to have like a thorough physical done with my doctor. I was pre-diabetic. And so, so I needed to like start watching my diet and exercising. And I've noticed too, like, because they tried to control my blood pressure with medication. I'm still on medication, but it was not enough. But I've noticed that when I exercise, my blood pressure goes down, right? So, like, ideally, if I exercised a lot, I wouldn't have to take blood pressure medication. And so I still struggle to find the time to fit it in. And it's so dumb. It's like, okay, this is not just a matter of self-care. This is now a matter of life and death.
Right. Self-preservation.
Yeah. And yet I still like struggle to fit it in there. So
last episode you talked about that you walk on your treadmill and watch Orphan Black.
Yeah.
So we just need more episodes.
Yes.
It's on them now to save you.
My life depends on Orphan Black. And
come back for another season, Orphan Black.
Yeah. So it's really important.
What do you, because I do need some motivation, and that is motivation. I am going to try watching, series that I really like and want to see, and do that on my treadmill. But like, what are some other motivations that maybe would motivate you to do more working out?
Well, I've tried to get my kids to come down and do stuff. I bought an exercise bike, and I actually enjoy it, but it doesn't burn as many calories as an elliptical. And my diet is better, but it's not as, I still cheat, and I need to, but my blood, like my pre-diabetes has gotten better since I've started like watching what I eat. But I'm trying to get much more proactive with it. So like the cauliflower pizza with no pepperoni or no meat. So that's really healthy. And so I'm trying to, like, this morning I tried to, like, the Starbucks protein boxes, because I'm trying to eat low carb, but I'm not keto because that's high fat, but I'm trying to eat like low fat protein and low carb. And so like I love the Starbucks protein boxes with the hard boiled eggs, and then they have this little bread in there. And so I tried to make that bread last night, and then this morning I baked it. It was awful. I'm like, okay, we'll find a new recipe.
That'll turn you off bread.
But it's hard. So like last Christmas, I was like much stricter. I like eased off because that's the way it is, right? Oh, well, you fix it, kind of, and then you're like, oh, okay, I can cheat. When we went to the mall shopping, and I was hungry, and there was literally nothing at the mall I could have. Literally nothing, because I try not to eat like any like chicken strips or anything that's fried. Like when I go to Chick-fil-A, I get grilled chicken and the kale salad, and I don't get fries. Or if we go to Wendy's, I get chili, you know. So my kids all know what I can have and when I can have, you know. They've all figured it out. But I'm trying to I'm still trying to do better. So anyway, listen to your body and pay attention, and don't ignore things like I tried to do.
And again, we say this a lot, try new things. You know, you got to figure out what workout you like, what motivates you to do it, where what self-care means to you. So figure out what self-care means to you, I guess. Yeah, definitely. So we never even talked about boundaries, and we're almost out of time. We'll save that for another episode. We are just killing it with coming up with more topics because we talked too much about the first one.
We were kind of worried that we were going to run out of topics.
We were like, we should have 5 topics for every episode. Because who knows if we have enough to say. Silly us.
Oh, okay. So our sign today is not one of my little motivational or humor ones.
She didn't have any working out ones.
I didn't. So this one is the coordinates for Franklin, Tennessee. I always try to like get little things for my books that like speak to me. And so I had a reader's weekend in Franklin, and I saw this in a gift shop, and my Magnolia Steel series is set in Franklin, Tennessee. So
love it.
That's why I have that there.
Perfect.
So yeah, that would be a really good challenge question. If we could, let's do a giveaway.
Okay.
And we'll see if people can tell us why. We'll put in there why are the coordinates on the sign, and they can tell us that it's because of Magnolia Steel, my Magnolia Steel series. So,
and what will they win?
They can win. I can give all 4 books of my Magnolia Steel series.
Well,
print books. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's reason alone to enter that.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So be sure to find our Facebook page, to Midlife Mommas. We have other giveaways too. So yeah.
We'll be giving away all kinds of stuff. You won't even know what to do with it all.
Yeah.
It'll be so much swag. You'll just be buried under it. But follow us, and then tell us this week, kind of what you do for self-care. Give us some ideas of things that we can try maybe and see what works for you. And
exercise ideas for me to make me more motivated to do it.
Yeah. And tell us what you do for self-care. So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And be sure to follow us both on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the places. And buy a book or two from Denise Grover Swank and Jen Mann.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Denise here. I know you're sad because the podcast episode is over and now you have to wait an entire week to hear us again. But guess what? You don't have to wait. You can listen to one of our audiobooks. Like to listen to true crime podcasts? I've got several mystery series to choose from. Or maybe you prefer to listen to podcasts about The Bachelor. Check out one of my rom-com series. You can find these audiobooks and many more at Audible, Apple Audiobooks, or check out my website, denisegroverswank.com, and click on audiobooks in the menu at the top. Happy listening!